Pump beats.
Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to tonight's broadcast of Fresno State Overwatch over here on twitch.tv/Fresno State ES. I'm gonna be your main man and caster and director for the night, Mr. Ricky J. Glad to have everyone here on this nice, I was gonna say beautiful, but then I realized I got hit with hail about 2 hours ago. But even with the storm brewing, there is another storm brewing, as well as Fresno State Overwatch is back into action. Last time we saw the team was about 2 weeks ago when they continued on their GGBeach run. And sure enough, they're back in action tonight and are still looking to make that lower round bracket run. As we go ahead and let's take a look at that real quick. Because for the night, they are going to be taking on UC Riverside Blue. The last game the Dogs faced was against Irvine Valley College. And that, unfortunately, was a match we couldn't broadcast due to time conflicts with our whole entire broadcasting team. So, unfortunately, we weren't able to broadcast that match. But what happened on Wednesday was the Dogs, they were able to take over in a 3-1 match over Irvine Valley College, which brings them over to tonight's match, where they are facing off against another team looking to make a lower bracket run in UC Riverside Blue. Now, for UC Riverside Blue, they were one of the teams that had the privilege of being automatically advanced on to the winners quarterfinals, but unfortunately for them, they got bounced out by Bronco Esports Green, which brought them over to the losers brackets quarterfinals, where they beat CSU Fullerton Overwatch in a 3-0 fashion. Now that brings us over to tonight's match, where Fresno State, they're looking to make it to losers finals and try to go up against one of the top teams, which is Long Beach Black. And then for tonight's roster, for what Fresno State is coming in and presenting on with, it is going to be their typical roster where you have Phoenix, the freshman IGL and captain for the team, going to be on the tank. Ested and Sushime are expected to be your guys' starting DPSs for the night. In addition to that, you have PB Court and Benari also on support as well. And this team, they have been playing a lot of really good Overwatch as of lately. And we are just waiting. We should be starting the match at any minute. We are just waiting for an invite so we get up and started with the match. And just getting confirmation. All right. We should be getting up and start posting, but that gives us a chance to talk about what we have experienced ever since we last broadcasted. That is not the screen we want to go to, but that gives a little bit of a hint as there has been a new update and a new patch since the last time we did load up into Overwatch. The biggest thing, new season, and along with that new season, we also did see a new collaboration, which did bring in Saitama kind of into Overwatch with a new One Punch Man collab that does bring Saitama in with a Doomfist skin. But in addition to that, we also do have a few changes as well, but nothing too crazy on the agent side, or on the hero side of things rather. Nothing too crazy. Like just going through, like we'll go ahead and just go through as we wait for the lobby to load up. For the tank side of things, it's just small things like Orisa can now be hacked, or her Terra Surge can now be hacked. So, in other words, if you are in Terra Surge and there happens to be a Sombra in play, yeah, she can cancel it. So that's gonna be a plus. So don't be surprised if we see maybe a little bit more of a Sombra come to play if we do see an Orisa picked, which we haven't been seeing as of lately. It hasn't really been part of the meta that much. Only when really trying to like counterpick maybe against like a Winston is when we see her the most. Ramatra did also get another touch as well. Just using Annihilation in Nemesis form refreshes your bonus health. Roadhog, not really much of a change. There was just a little bit of like a visual bug, to where essentially his hook is now 6 seconds, but it starts the moment when the hook ability ends. For Wrecking Ball, aka Mr. Hamster Man, the Mindfoot arming time is increased from 1 second to 1.25 seconds. And then Zarya did receive a buff as well. Her cooldown for the particle barrier and the projector barrier are reduced from 11 seconds to 10 seconds. On the DPS side of things, Bob is going to prioritize targets that Ashe damages with her rifle. So rather than just setting targets to whoever's closest or whoever's the most health, Bob is going to prioritize those that Ashe targets. So if you're a support and you get hit by Ashe, Bob's going to come after you. In addition to that, Hanzo did get a small cooldown to his lunge, so he will be able to have a little bit more mobility as well. Mei's ultimate cast time reduced by 1/10 of a second. The jump jet movement for Pharah has now been influenced by directional inputs. And Sojourn, this one is kind of one of the bigger ones. As for her, her hitbox was increased by the torso by 20%, so she is going to be receiving a little bit more targets, or will be hit by more projectiles, so she will be taking a little bit more damage on that side of things. In addition to that, Baptiste, his mortality field minimum health threshold increased from 10 to 25%. But other than that, just small bug fixes, nothing too crazy, no reworks, nothing major of that instance. But I'm excited to see how these changes coming on into play. We shouldn't be expecting anything major. Let me go ahead and let them know. All right. Let them know. Hang on. Let me just message them real quick. All right, we are back up. All right, you guys now have my attention. So let's go ahead and talk about, because we officially have confirmation on the rosters, and that starting roster that we show on the graphic is going to be what we're seeing for tonight. Like I said, Phoenix is going to be on the tank. Eseth and Sushme are going to be starting things off for Fresno State. And then PB Cord and Venari are going to be your starting 5, rounding things up over on the support role. And then so for Fresno State, they are going to be starting off on the red side. UC Riverside Blue is going to be on the blue side. I'm expecting a good match. We've seen Fresno State been playing really well as of lately. What would have been a good gauge is, unfortunately, one match that unfortunately did get rescheduled was the Dogs. They were actually set to face Boise State and Mountain West play on Friday, But due to scheduling conflicts, the Dogs were unable to play their match, so that match is going to be scheduled at a later date. But nonetheless, I'm excited to see how Fresno State does play. We haven't seen them play in over a week, and in addition to that, we haven't seen them since their last match that they had on Wednesday. But that doesn't mean they haven't gone up against high-performing teams, because do keep in mind they are still in the NECC Legends division. Like I said, probably one of, if not the toughest Overwatch divisions in collegiate esports. Like, they literally had to go up against Illinois State, who's considered probably the top Overwatch team, or one of the top Overwatch collegiate communities. And yeah, no. But other than that, though, Fresno State, they have been playing solid. They are roughly around 50%. They are currently, I believe, at 1-1 in Mountain. No, 2-1. Wait, they're currently 1-1 in Mountain West play. And then on the GGBeach side of things, other than that one game they lost against Bronco Esports, they're actually playing really well. The first couple matches, they were kind of like more like niche, not necessarily like the most like high performing games, but they have been able to like ramp things up. And are we getting a switch on side of things? Let me just go ahead and let me just check on in real quick, because I think we are getting a. Nope, never mind. Things are remaining the same. Phoenix, SF, PB Core, Situate, and Vinar. Yep, we are all good. So we should be getting things started. We are just waiting for the map picks and bans to come through. Yeah, they're just confirming, making sure everything is good. All right, and it looks like we may be heading over to Nepal. Once again, I'll go ahead and confirm it once we head into the match. But I'm excited to see how Fresno State plays, because with the way this team has, they have kind of struggled with like their team play a little bit. There are times where like the team, they'll be looking to like go all in, and then it's either A, Phoenix will get picked off on his own, Phoenix or Sundown rather, whoever's on the tank will get picked off one by one, and or their DPS will get targeted. Because one thing I will admit about Fresno State is the way their supports play, especially with PB Cord and Venari, they find ways to stay alive and try to keep their team in the fight as long as possible. The only issue is they tend to struggle because either DPS or their tank just gets absolutely shredded. They go down a man, and they just can't get the right picks at the right time, and then they unfortunately go down quickly. So that's going to be the one thing I'm hoping Fresno State does improve on, is being able to not only focus in on a target and take out whoever is the win condition for UCR, but I'm also looking for them to also show improvements on other aspects as well. I'm really hoping we are going to be able to see, for instance, I'm really hoping SF and Situate turn things up, and then hopefully shred out one support and one DPS. Then just have all eyes focus on the tank. And once the tank's out, go ahead and just steamroll down wherever they're going. Their attack, which is what or control, is what we're going to be heading into. And control has been 50-50 for the Dogs. They tend to try to push it to a third map, but unfortunately for them, they haven't been winning those as much. It's often they'll fall down to an 0-1 because of an 0-2 or a 1-2. They'll find a way to like step up on like the second map, but then they'll just barely narrowly lose in the third map. So I'm looking for them to be able to just maintain and establish control early, and then just gatekeep. If the Dogs can continue to gatekeep throughout, like they have been over the past couple of weeks, especially through GGBeach and what we saw at the early stages of Mountain West, like when they went up against Air Force, I'm really hoping that we'll see a lot of improvement on their side of things. And at least that's what I'm hoping for when we see them on control in a short bit. But we'll see. I think we are finally heading on in. We're going to go ahead and head over into Nepal. Let's go ahead and jump on into the action. And like I said, this is going to be your starting roster for Fresno State with Phoenix, SF, Situate, PB Cord, and Venari. Looking on the UCR side of things, we have Cyber, Thunder Phoenix, Hopper, Sunflower, and Silver Surfer. And then for the roles for UCR, it is going to be Hopper that's going to be on the tank. It's going to be Sunflower and Cyber going in on the DPS roles. Thunder Phoenix and Silver Surfer playing in the back line as the support. Compositions for both teams are gonna very much differ. For the tanks, we got a Wrecking Ball versus a Reinhardt to start things out. SS's gonna be opting for the Cassidy with Tsushima playing on the Mei. And then we have PB Core singing with Lucio. And then Venari opting for the Baptiste. Both teams bring their way through, and the first engages are going to be starting off with Fresno State and UCR both going through on the right side of things, but Fresno State not going on to the point just yet. Neither is UCR. Both teams playing on through from the side. Fresno State opting to play for the high ground. And it's going to be Fresno State that are going to be on the board first with Sunflower going down. That just leaves Cyber up on top, but he's going to be forced to retreat on back. And that PB Court is going to secure the objective for Fresno State, and Fresno State is going to be able to gain point of the objective first. And like I said, I'm looking for a lot of improvement for Fresno State, and already this is already a massive improvement for them. And right now, Fresno State's doing a good job of just staying on the objective, not allowing anyone to jump on through and try to contest. Hopper doing his best to try to do so, but is forced on back. Cyber still trying to maintain some objective control up on the high ground, but won't be able to do much as trying to peel. But it won't be enough to help out Hopper as he goes down to Tsushima, and that's going to force UCR to kind of retreat back. And PB Core looking to advance on through, and now Fresno State's trying to attack that high ground that UCR was taking control. Thunder Phoenix goes down, and Cyber, he is off and running away. But he is able to take out one. A 1-for-2 trade in favor for Fresno State, and Hopper, he's looking to try to attack onto the back line. Rolling away. All eyes are all focused on him. He is able to get his health back though, so he is going to be able to stay up for a little while longer. PB Court has his eyes on him, and now he's chasing him down. Fresno State already at 73%, and UCR have yet to make any moves to try to contest. The minefield is up and active, and there it is. It's deployed. And PB Court still up and alive. He's going to be able to retreat on back. This might be Yancey. And finally goes down, and this might be UCR's moment to strike. The Transcendence is available for Thunder Phoenix, as both supports for Fresno State are down, but UCR still not trying to contest as they're blocked off. Tsushima able to take down Sunflower, and here comes the Deadeye from SS. And the sound barrier able to keep SS alive. And the dogs are continuing to hold well. Tsushima zoning off UCR. But Phoenix goes down, and here's an opportunity here for UCR. The amplification matrix is up for Venari. And the dogs, they're looking to just hold up while we reach overtime. UCR looking to contest, and they're so close, but it's the dogs that are able to hold off for just a little bit longer. And one by one, the dogs coming in rotation, they're able to get a double kill as the 3-for-2 or the 4-for-1 exchange, sorry for that, goes in favor of Fresno State, and the dogs, they're gonna be able to go up 1-0 here with a flawless map number 1 in their favor. Who's ready to have some fun? And a good job from Fresno State there. I said at the start I wanted to see an improvement on attack, and we saw just that from Fresno State. And I think a lot of that credit has to be given to Tsushima. That position on the Mei, being able to just zone off UCR, not even give him a chance to be able to try to contest on from the opposite side, played a crucial factor here for Fresno State. And we advanced on into map number 2. Cyber already taking a little bit of damage. As Fresno State, they're looking to force UCR back. And Phoenix, he's looking to dive on through. Spot Cyber won't be able to get a kill, but down goes Thunder Phoenix, down goes Cyber. And with the objective now active, it's UCR that are contending. And finally, Fresno State, they get one onto the point, and that's forcing Silver Surfer to retreat back. And after that initial push from the Dogs overextending, it's going to be them taking over first once again. And now they're looking for a Hopper to be able to attack that Fresno State backline, but he hasn't done much as of yet as he's going down. Took a 4v1 fight, just got completely, can't think of the words. English is hard. But with that being said, he just took a 1v4 fight, didn't go in his favor. And now it's Phoenix looking to continue to just set the pace here for Fresno State. Hopper trying his best to just force someone, knock someone down, but it hasn't working. The Earth Shatter comes on through, and that's gonna knock down nearly every single member for UCR. 3 make it, 4 goes down as Silver Surfer falls off, and that leaves it up to Sunflower, who's just forced back into a corner. He's not gonna be able to do much. A 4 for none trade going in favor of Fresno State, as it now reaches 50%. And I forgot some, and right now we're taking a look at a couple of the ultimates that are available, as one has already been used by Phoenix. Tsushima does have his blizzard up and active, but here comes both the minefield and the pulse bomb. Pulse bomb's not gonna hit, but here comes the kitchen rush as well. The pulse bomb is able to connect, and right now the Dogs still have a numbers advantage, as they are up currently 2 kills to 1. Thunder Phoenix able to teleport away just in time before Phoenix is able to pin them down. And UCR, they got to make a move as we now reach overtime. The point is finally contested. But the question is, are they going to be able to do much? As Hopper goes down, here comes the Blizzard, and that's going to zone off UCR even more. And the post bomb's going to come, or the B-drop's going to come on through as well. That just leaves it up to Thunder Phoenix. And with all Dogs playing as a pack, that team kill is going to end it off, as Fresno State, they are going to be taking map number 1 in a swift 2-0 victory. I just realized I am muted. I'm so sorry. But with that, Fresno State is going to be able to take a 1-0 lead into this. And attack, it hasn't been their strong suit over the past month or so we have since we started Overwatch play. And right now, they're looking great. We did see a lot of improvement. I loved what the team came in with. Just the way they were able to they honestly just set the pace early. On the first map, not so much. It was more, hey, let's just get a pick and then try to make a move. And the moment they got the pick off of Sunflower, they're able to advance on up. Forced Hopper and the rest of the team retreat on back. Hopper did try to make moves to try to kind of like dive. But with the way Fresno State played, they were able to prioritize focusing on Hopper. And unfortunately for him, nothing much he could do when you have all eyes on you. And the rest of the team was playing back, so there was no way for UCR to capitalize. But then on the second one, it was just Fresno State just steamrolling. Just the way Phoenix just pushed his way through onto the front line, and one after another, targets were just going down. And this style of play is what I wanted to see out of Fresno State. Just setting the pace early, putting your foot full throttle on the gas pedal, and not letting go. And this is exactly what we see out of the Dogs heading through as we continue on through. And it looks like things are going to continue as we head on over to Hybrid, where it looks like we are going to be heading over to the streets of England onto King's Row. And then no changes, it looks like, coming on in through from either side. So now the question is, are the Dogs going to be able to keep this momentum going forward? Or is UCR going to be able to come up with a good game plan? Are they going to be able to strategize something to kind of counterattack that strong aggressive plays Fresno State has came in with? We'll find out in just a bit. We are just waiting for both teams. Both teams are setting up and getting ready to go. We are now entering King's Row. Let's go ahead and head on over. And we have seen this map numerous times for Fresno State over the past couple weeks, as this has been a main go-to map for both NECC and Mountain West play. And Fresno State is going to be starting off. They are going to be the ones that start off on the attack. UCR are going to be on the defense. Let's go ahead and take a look at their composition before the Dogs are let out of the doghouse and are let off their leash. Hopper sticking with the Wrecking Ball once again. Cyber and Sunflower sticking on the Tracer as well. Overall, it's a straight up same composition as you saw on the first map to start things off on Oasis. Or of Nepal, rather, my bad. Silver Surfer and Thunder Phoenix on stick on the Zenyatta and the Brig, respectively. And then same thing for Fresno State. The only switch you are seeing is Tsushima is going to be playing on the Reaper. And UCR, they are going to be looking to play more of a safer approach. Looking just to attack Fresno State from all angles as Fresno State looks to contest onto the point. Hopper finally diving on in onto the back line, taking up position up on Statue. And it looks like they're on the chase as the Immortality Field is going to keep his players up and active. Tsushima now attacking the back line, able to dismiss away. And right now, Fresno State already close to 2/3 of the way through. And Phoenix gonna look to dive, spots Cyber. With Cyber able to retreat on back. But there's 4 members of Fresno State in this tiny little walkway. And it looks like the Dogs, they're gonna be able to take point, force UCR to retreat on back after trying to take over on the high ground. And one last hit Chevy coming on in from Hopper. He's able to contest for just a little bit, but it won't be enough. Thunder Phoenix and Sunflower able to take down 2. But hold up, it's at 1%. And Nesset also goes down. And one by one, the Dogs, they lost point. UCR able to make one last-hit Shepherd. And UCR, they show their first signs of life as that is the first team fight they have won in this series. Hopper forced to retreat on back. Fresno State once again. 2/3 of the way at the objective. Tsushima, the point of focus here. The Immortality Field going to come on through as the minefield from Hopper is just going to be dismissed because of it. And that's going to force UCR to just stick with the high ground position they started with at the start. But Phoenix is looking to dive on in through the backside. Ooh, okay. Deer Shatter comes on through, and that's gonna help out as Hopper gets put to sleep. PB4 knocks him out of the fight. And this is a 45 in favor of Fresno State, but the question is, are they gonna be able to have enough manpower? And it looks like they're doing so right now. That is a 5-for-none trade going in favor of the Dogs, and they are now just looking to push through. Phoenix already making his way through the streets, through the alleyways, contesting up on the underground factory. And as UCR responds, it's Fresno State all contesting up onto this little back alleyway where you typically try to see teams try to take position up where the payload is at. But right now, it's just 2v4 just taking position, so Fresno State kind of without a support. But nonetheless, it should be fine as the payload is just continuing to progressively make its way forward. Hopper trying to attack on through from the backline. This is going to be isolated. Cyber, though, able to take down Tsushima. A key piece is Fresno State puzzle out of the picture. And right now, UCR, they're completely grouped up. They have 3 ultimates available, and so is Fresno State. This is a prime position for SF to be able to pop the Blizzard. But she's away from the fight, and she is low. They're going to be able to pop up into that little iceberg. It's taken out by Postbomb, though. And UCR, 1 by 1, they're taking out Fresno State. But Tsushima, he's back into the fight, and he's looking to make a difference. And unfortunately, the overclock doesn't last for long, though. Only able to take down 1 before getting taken out. PB Core, though, doing a good job of staying on the payload. And even despite winning that previous fight, UCR, they're retreating back. Another minefield, though, comes on through. And temporarily, Fresno State is going to be put to a halt. But another good Earthshatter comes on through. But a good Transcendence, though, is going to continue to keep UCR in this fight as Cyber. He's able to take down 2 with the overclock and this high ground position. They set up perfectly. Fresno State, though, they're continuing to advance on through. And UCR, they're just powering attack after attack from multiple positions, but unfortunately it's still not enough. As Fresno State, they are 2 meters away from making their way to the objective, but yet they have not been able to push far enough. UCR win another team fight, and they're able to hold off for just a little bit longer. Fresno State, they have a minute just to push up 2 meters. 1 team fight should do it, as competition changes coming on through for Fresno State. And as you take a look, Phoenix going to be playing on the Drunken Queen. SF made her way over to the Cassidy. And we are just waiting for the Deadeye to activate. A couple proximity mines taken out as Hopper has already activated his 3rd minefield of the match. SF, they able to take down Cyber before going down to Sunflower. And the Dogs, they have 30 seconds, and right now things are not looking good for them. The minefield finally goes down, but Phoenix still looking to contest. One after another, teams are trading blow after blow. And right now, UCR, they are contesting well. Hopper, we are seeing playing a key difference alongside Cyber. But with Cyber going out of the fight and a huge beat drop coming on through, Fresno State might have just been given the defibrillator here to come back into the fight. The Rampage coming on through is going to leave a couple people antied. Hopper able to run away. The payload still contested as Transcendence comes on through. Every single member is up and active as the overclock is also activated as well. SF gets the first pick as Hopper goes out. But a couple trades coming on through. Fresno State, they do have the numbers advantage. It is 4 for 3. And 1 by 1, UCR going down. And with Sunflower getting taken out with the melee kill by SF, the Dogs, they are able to reset. They have a minute 25. As they are able to reach the checkpoint, they are going to be able to get 2 up on the board in this control map. And the payload slowly advancing its way on through. UCR taking position on the right side. And Hopper has his 4th minefield, and he is attacking that Fresno State minefield backline quickly. And with the minefield active, Cyber taking advantage of the opportunity. Gets 3. Make it 4. A phenomenal overclock coming on in from Cyber. And the payload stopped halfway through. And the Dogs, they need 1 more good team fight. But it has to be quick, as UCR, they have a quick respawn timer in their favor. Hopper looking to attack the backline once more, but Cyber making the difference on the high ground. Cyber, he doesn't care. As one by one, Fresno State are falling. PB and Phoenix doing their best to contest. The Rampage is coming on through, but Phoenix, he's just getting completely mowed over by Cyber. And with that Transcendence coming on through, it's forcing Fresno State to retreat on back. Fresno State is continuing in this overtime period to contest. But it's TP Court that finally goes down, and I think that might just be it. Hold up, Phoenix looking to try to contest once more. Brings out a wrecking ball of his own, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Overtime is going to expire. Fresno State able to reach 2 checkpoints and are able to tack on an extra 45 meters before the clock just wind down on them. And UCR, we saw a big step up from every single member. Hopper needed to step up. Cyber needed to step up. Sunflower was able to finally tack on a couple post-bomb kills. But the biggest key factors were the two I said at the start. Because Hopper, holy cow, the amount of times that man was able to attack the back line.
Ready for battle.
And not only that, just the way he was able to prioritize targets was just phenomenal. And with the way Fresno State was like grouped up multiple times, the minefields were just pristine.
So, what you think?
And a couple of the fights came in well for Fresno State, but unfortunately, I just didn't think they got the value they were expecting out of the Reinhardt.
Maybe.
And I think the same goes with the Reaper, as it forced Sushime to kind of pivot over. Same with Esteth.
You're trying to get 5.
But then Cyber, I think, was just the MVP for that first round. Because, man, I think he racked up a total of at least 10 overclock kills or railgun kills coming into his final couple of team fights after the second checkpoint. And now things are going to start on up. And once again, it's going to be Hopper trying to attack on through. But so far, he's all by himself. And right now, compared to the way Fresno State played, where they made an advancement onto the objective because of the way UCR positioned themselves, is Fresno State kind of just grouping together here around the statue. But after that first pick on Venari, Hopper is attacking that backline quickly. Does take a little bit of damage and is forced to retreat on back. And as we take a look, UCR, they're spread out once again. Fresno State, they're just grouped up. And right now, I think these are going in favor of UCR. As despite Fresno State's best efforts, sure, you're holding off UCR off the point, but you're getting picked off one by one. As you see, Thunder Phoenix takes out Sushime, and PB Cord maybe has an opportunity here to try to attack this vulnerable position UCR puts themselves in. But with the minefield coming on through from Hopper, it's giving his team full opportunity. The beat drop though comes on through for Fresno State, but with the Transcendence pops by Thunder Phoenix, it's allowing UCR an opportunity, but hold up. A good opportunity here as the Molten Core is popped by Ested, and that forces UCR to hold off the objective as well. And Fresno State, they're kind of able to exchange blows, and despite the amount of ultimates that came on through for UCR, it's Fresno State that were able to win at the end. A crucial Molten Core that came in from Esteth, even despite the minefield coming into play, it forced both UCR and Fresno State to force off the objective. And UCR have yet to maintain control of the objective and allow themselves to be able to take that payload out of the garage. An opportunity here as all members of Fresno State are grouped up into a tiny spot. Hopper makes the first advancement, but once again, looks to like find out where Fresno State's at, and now seems the opportunity to make advancements. And you see it just there as Cyber able to take down one before going down. But Thunder Phoenix, he's gonna take Cyber's place as a second DPS. As UCR, they're gonna win the team fight in a 5-3 blow. It's UCR that are able to advance the payload out of the garage. A slower pace than what Fresno State had when they were on the attack, but nonetheless, it is UCR that are able to try to make an advancement onto the payload. And Hopper once again does have his minefield up and available. A rally and post bomb also available as well. On the Fresno State side, the Rampage is up and active as well, and the minefield is going to be deployed. And quickly, 2 members for Fresno State immediately taken out. And Fresno State, they are forced to retreat on back. They are looking to just hold up onto the checkpoint. They gotta wait for the Jungle Queen. They gotta wait for their Torbjorn to just respawn. And that is giving UCR plenty of time. That's the payload. It's almost at the checkpoint once again. And Hopper's gonna be able to jump on through. But here comes the kitchen rush. Hopper forced to retreat on back. And right now, UCR, with the kitchen rush being activated, they're just pulling back. Sure, the rally's wasted. And here we go. Here comes the team fight. A 2-for-2 trade. One tank taken out for UCR. One left alive on the other side as Phoenix is still up and active. And right now, a switch positions as Fresno State. They're staying on the objective, and it's UCR that are just kind of grouped together now. The Rampage is still up and active. Hopper looking to attack the back line. But it's Fresno State that are maintaining the pace right now. As despite the advancements UCR has made. And here comes the Rampage, and it's going to spot 3. Phoenix taking full advantage of it. Slashes away Thunder Phoenix. Both supports taken out. A 5-player kill streak coming on through. And UCR forced to play back as they have 1 minute here to advance the payload the rest of the way, tie things up onto the checkpoint.
60 seconds remaining.
Transcendence is up and available for Thunder Phoenix. The Transcendence has been a crucial key factor here. Has been kind of a win condition in these team fights for UCR. But they gotta be cautious as well as the Molten Core is up and active for SS as well. The Transcendence up and active as we have another team fight advancing on through. The beat drop coming on through though, that's going to give a lot of health and shield for the side of Fresno State. 2 members make it, 3 going down for UCR. And Hopper doing his best has been a crucial factor here for UCR. But his impact has been negated here on UCR's attack half. And with that team fight going in favor for Fresno State, that might just do it. Hopper gonna make one last effort here. The Rampage coming on through. And with the Molten Core coming on through as well. Things are looking very much well for the side of Fresno State. Another goes down in favor of Esteth. Make it a triple. Make it a quad for Esteth. And with Sushime cleaning things up. Taking out Hopper. It's going to be Fresno State taking a 2-0 lead up on UCR. And let's go ahead and take a look at the player of the game. Coming on in from UCR's MVP in their defense. As look at Cyber, like I said, was just absolutely decimating here on their defense, especially after that second checkpoint. But despite the good play that came in from both Cyber and a Hopper, able to turn things around. It's going to be Fresno State that are able to take a 2-0 lead. And right now, things are looking good and crisp for Fresno State. And I welcome those of you that are just tuning on in, as we are in the semifinals of the lower bracket for the GGBeach 2023 tournament. And right now, the Dogs, they are looking for the clean sweep, as it looks like we are going to be making our way over to Dorado as we make our way over to Control, where we are going to be also seeing a change as well, where SF is going to be taking a little bit of a break, and we are going to be Zemp coming on through as the second DPS for Fresno State. And SF, I think, was the main factor there for Fresno State. I mean, just phenomenal play, especially with the way she used her ultimates. Just able to splatter the Molten Core, especially when contested with the minefield. Sure, Fresno State was forced to kind of retreat back, but it negated the minefield Hopper continuously dropped. And you saw how crucial the minefield was for Hopper, especially on their defense. And the Tornburn just essentially just negated any opportunity UCR had. And in addition to that, I also give credit to PB Cord, who just had a couple beat drops that came in at crucial moments, where it essentially also kind of the same thing that SF did, where the Molten Core negated a minefield. It was his beat drop that essentially negated a Transcendence. And because of like that, those couple seconds where they're able to drop it before they're able to make an advancement, it simply just allowed Fresno State to just kind of like have like the advantage, because their ultimate was able to just last a little bit longer than UCR's. And also coming on through as well, there were also some key plays that also came through as well for the side of Phoenix. Phoenix able to kind of play Jungle Queen on the defense. Actually came in clutch, especially with the way he was able to use the rampages. Like you saw like at one of the positions where after the first checkpoint, there was a point where UCR was forced to retreat on back because Hopper went down. And Phoenix, once again, found an opportunity to just spot, alright, you're without a tank, everyone's squishy. He used a rampage at the perfect time, dashed his way on through, and just slashed down along with the rest of the team one by one.
Traveling to Dorado.
If Fresno State can't continue this, I'm expecting Fresno State to come in with a clean sweep, but we're about to find out if Fresno State is going to be able to end things off here as we make our way over to Dorado for our third of this best of 5. Where, like I said, we're looking at both sides. UCR coming on in with the same team, but it is Fresno State switching on over, and Zemp is going to be coming on into play. Similar to the way things started on Hybrid, it is going to be Fresno State on the attack to start things off, UCR on the defense. And it's going to be the same composition for UCR. Harbor sticking with the Wrecking Ball, Sunflower and Cyber sticking on both the Soldier and the Tracer, Silver Surfer and Thunder Phoenix on the Zenyatta.
Good to see you.
And the
Hello.
Brig. And if things are remain the same for Fresno State, we are looking at Phoenix coming on through on the Doomfist.
This is your warning.
Had to make sure if he had to see Thomas getting on or not. Zemp is going to be on the Sombra. And it's going to be Sushime playing on the Genji, with Venari playing on the Ana, and PB Cord playing and switching over to the Brig. And starting things off, we have contention up on the high ground. And Phoenix, he's looking to attack Sunflower, but Sunflower able to dash away. Hop doing a good job of protecting. But the question is, are they going to be able to protect the people that are up on the bridge? And it looks like Cyber is going to be able to do just that, as down goes Phoenix. And Cyber is picking on up where he left up on the defense, as he's able to secure the first blood, this time for UC Riverside. And Fresno State, they're looking to continue advancements on through. Them trying to attack on through on the back line, but nothing hitting it as of yet. Zem forced to retreat on back, but Sunflower attacking on the back line this time around. But hold up, we're seeing some action coming on through from Tsushima, as he's down to low health. Is forced to retreat on back, but won't be able to. The anti coming on through at the perfect time. As the team fights are coming on through, trades are getting exchanged as well. But right now, it's Fresno State that forced UCR to retreat back. And the payload advancing through. And UCR, they're not looking to contend. Hopper, being able to respond, is going to be able to grapple his way up. Maybe has an opportunity here. The rally, though, is coming on through. But that's not going to be able to last long, as Sunflower drops a good pulse bomb and PB Cord is taken out. The minefield is available for Hopper as well, but it's not going to be needed as Fresno State is forced to retreat on back. That rally, unfortunately, goes for none for Fresno State. And despite how close Fresno State was to reaching the first checkpoint on the payload, it's just going to stick. Not far away though, as they were able to make their way through a majority of the plaza. The Fresno State, they are going to have to be cautious. The minefield dropped. Luckily, Phoenix is going to be able to take out a majority of the proximity mines. And here comes the Dragon Blade from Tsushima. It's going to be able to get two. And Zemp also capitalizing as well as Fresno State. They are diving. That just leaves Hopper and Sunflower all alone, but with Sunflower going down and Hopper forced to retreat, is Fresno State able to reach the first checkpoint and are able to get a little bit more time on the clock in their favor. But Hopper continuing to throw off Fresno State's tempo as he continues to just dive and continue to jump on down when Fresno State maybe kind of expects it at this point, but nonetheless, it forced Fresno State to shift their focus. And right now, Fresno State, they're kind of spread out here. All of them in line of sight of each other, but a hack comes on through from Zemp, and this Fresno State's opportunity to take them out, and they're gonna do just that. Hopper goes down, and Fresno State, they're not looking to overextend here. A different pace than what we're seeing out of Fresno State. Actually scratched that as they spot a couple members from UCR and Phoenix. How long is going to be able to stay alive? And unfortunately not for long. And Hopper grapples up in a way, spots both Fresno State supports, and this could be bad for Fresno State, but Hopper just going to get a little bit of damage and is forced to retreat back. Fresno State's continuing to advance the payload. They do have plenty of time, so all they gotta do is really win one last team fight, and they're able to reach the second checkpoint. Get the second one up on the board. Zemp scouting out through the back line.
Got an enemy here.
Spots the Tracer. And Sunflower could be picked off here if Fresno State plays their cards right. Looking at ultimates, we do still have the EMP active, and it's going to be dropped. Tsushima goes down, but I don't think it's going to matter, as Fresno State, they are currently up 4 for 1. 3 for 1 rather, my bad. As right now, they are just looking for the last remaining member, which is going to be Sunflower. But Hopper, off respawn, going to be able to drop the minefield, and for the moment, Fresno State is going to be forced to kind of play away. And this minefield has just been a nuisance for Fresno State from the start. And with a minute left, it's Hopper continuing to just make his presence felt. as this wrecking ball has just been wreaking havoc. And with a minute left, Fresno State, they gotta be able to just do things up, play your ultimates at the right time. And they do have the opportunity here as the thing that switched over that first team fight is up and active. Or not activated just yet. Tsushima has the Dragon Blade available. The rally is going to be up. And Tsushima is looking, he spots two. Gonna dash on him, but his Transcendence is gonna negate any opportunity Tsushima has. Tsushima is gonna be antied as well. He's gonna be forced to dash and retreat on back while Hopper's gonna spot him. And Hopper continuing to try to attack that back line, is both hacked and antied. But is still making a huge impact as Phoenix goes down. Cyber with the overclock is continuing to just steamroll over the dogs one by one. And the Dragon Blade doesn't get activated in time. As Fresno State, they're only able to re-get one. As UCR with a phenomenal hold right in front of the second checkpoint. As Fresno State had a whole entire payload length away from giving themselves more time. But unfortunately for them, Hopper and Cyber said otherwise. But now UCR, they are now on their weaker side. This attack hasn't been as strong as Fresno State's. They have yet to play the same as they have been on the defense. This Wrecking Ball hasn't had the same impact. If Hopper, though, can attack the Fresno State backline, especially at the start, it could give him an early lead. And then looking at the compositions, it's going to be Sunflower that's going to be pivoting over, going to be making a switch over to the Symmetra. And then for the Fresno State composition, the defense side looking roughly around the same.
5, 4.
Venari actually going to be playing on a little bit more of a comfort pick with his Zenyatta.
Stop the payload.
PB Core going to be playing on to the Brig as well. Phoenix going to be playing on the Jungle Queen once again on the defense. And then we have Zemp on the Sojourn and then Tsushima on the Tracer. And starting things off, it's going to be UCR looking to attack on the flank. And already off rip, it's Tsushima that's already taken out. And UCR, they're already setting the pace here with a good little different position. And already it's forcing Fresno State to try to take a different game plan here. Hopper continuing to try to attack that back line. And off this first team fight, it's UCR looking good, but with Hopper taken out, we'll see how UCR are going to be able to pivot. As Sunflower looking to try to be able to take someone out, but won't be able to do so. And Phoenix able to kind of play with the team a little bit more. They've got 3 members here. And with a couple of hacks coming on through, Fresno State are looking to change things into their favor. But however, Thunder Phoenix and the rest of this UCR team are looking to say otherwise. 3 make it 4 for none. That just leaves it up to Phoenix, and Phoenix goes down. And that team fight goes in favor of UCR. And UCR are going to give themselves even more time than what Fresno State has. This is nearly double the amount of time Fresno State had. And UCR, they just got to advance all the way up to essentially the second checkpoint. You can win a couple team fights, you're going to be able to win things out. But things already off to a bad start as a good Bullstorm is targeted up onto Phoenix and he goes down. And in this team fight, it's Tsushima that is playing the difference. is forcing Hopper to retreat on back as the payload finally escorts its way out of the plaza. But Tsushima is continuing to attack that UCR backline.
Over there.
And Fresno State kind of split up at the moment as Phoenix is regrouped. 3 members taking advantage up onto the high ground, looking for just where UCR is positioned.
Over there.
And Hopper, someone that's typically been trying to attack the Fresno State backline, is just playing on the objective. And Hopper, he's looking to dive on in. Spots Zemp, who has his overclock active, but won't be able to take any use of it as he goes down to Hopper. But the rest of Fresno State is still up. It's just he recorded Minari contesting up against Hopper. And they gotta be cautious here as Hopper does have his minefield up. And that minefield is gonna be the make or break for if Fresno State are gonna be able to continue this through. And UCR, they're just gonna retreat on back as a payload. 75% of the way there. And I'm looking for a Hopper here to drop that minefield at an opportune time where Fresno State can contest. But no, Hopper's gonna be able to force this into a tight course combat. And the kitchen rush is gonna be active as well. But Fresno State playing all together here. The Primal Rage is gonna be dropped alongside the kitchen rush. And that's gonna be forcing UCR to pivot back. They're not gonna be able to do enough. And Fresno State halfway through past this checkpoint, and they're holding up. And I'm gonna be honest, UCR, I think just dropped the minefield at the wrong time. I think they were just looking for an opportunity to just end things there and now, hoping that all members were stuck in this almost like hotel area. But unfortunately, Fresno State, they were in nowhere near the area to where Hopper was able to get the full value out of his minefield. And as we head on over to this next team fight, we're looking at Tsushima here, who does have his pulse from active. And right now, numbers currently in favor for UCR as they are up 3 for 2 as Minari is able to respond on up and is able to TP back and make this a 3 for 3 team fight. But right now, it's UCR looking to try to attack onto his backside, but nothing has been doing as of yet. And with a minute left, UCR, they gotta have to find a way to turn the tides, as this is yet another team fight going in favor of Fresno State. And this Winston pivot coming on through for Fresno State has been playing a big difference. This dive is been crucial because UCR, their attack is pivoted to where they are playing together. And Phoenix has just been playing at the right times because UCR, they focused in on Phoenix. And the post bomb does get dropped, but no one goes down. And this team fight is playing all the way back at the first checkpoint. And Hopper does have his minefield active. Has an opportunity here. Drops on down and the minefield is dropped onto the payload. And with overtime up and active, it's Zem. With the overclock, he's able to get one. UCR looking to advance on through. Zem able to get a second. But unfortunately for UCR, they're getting the picks they need. But the question is this going to be enough? A 5-player kill streak coming on through. And the checkpoint within UCR's grasp. But Fresno State is responding at the same rate of UCR. And with no minefield active, it's going to be tough for UCR to continue this push. No other ultimates available as Phoenix is able to get a second Hopper looking to continue to contest, but won't be able to do so. And with Thunder Phoenix going down, that's going to be it. It's gonna be Fresno State with the clean 3-0 sweep up onto UCR.
Of the game.
And the Dogs, they are gonna come on in with a 3-0 sweep onto UCR Blue. And now all eyes are set onto the lower bracket finals, as their vision is nearly complete. A 3-0 sweep, as the Dogs are one step closer from reaching the GGBeach finals. But they do have one obstacle in front of them. But let's talk about Fresno State real quick, because they did a phenomenal job with the way they played tonight. Like, the switches they needed to make were done. Team execution, phenomenal. There were some times where it was rough, especially on the attack. But other than that, though, their defense held tight, especially when needed. There are times where UCR had an opportunity to contest and able to deliver final blow, but just weren't able to do so. And then we are going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break, give myself a chance to take in some water. But when we do come back on in, we are going to be able to have a post-match interview with someone. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back after this. Yeah, I've just watched Fresno State Overwatch take a 3-0 win over UCR Blue to advance on through their tournament run. We'll be back after a quick little break. Welcome back on in, ladies and gentlemen, as we are back after the short little break. You guys did also see me update some graphics as well, because I forgot to switch. But with that being said, we do have a post-match interview, and with us tonight is going to be a DPS. You heard his name a couple of times, and you might have also heard his name through the Valorant streams as well, because this mine is a double duelist threat, even though he doesn't play duelist on Valorant. With me tonight is going to be Mr. Genji, Mr. Reaper, and Mr. May himself, Sushime. Sushime, how are you doing despite the rain?
I'm doing all right. You know, it was a pretty tough challenge, I'd say.
Yeah, I know, we're still not used to this rain, even though we've had it for 3 months, 4 months in a row now. But avoiding the weather, let's talk about the match because you guys had a tough match against Irvine Valley College that happened on Wednesday. And looking at the way UCR Blue played, I was expecting this one to be a close one, but man, you guys just played phenomenally with a 3-0 sweep. Let's go ahead and start off with how you guys looked on attack or on control. I mean, because control hasn't been your or attack hasn't been your guys' like necessarily your guys' strong suit throughout the past couple of weeks, but you guys look strong. What was like the biggest factor that played in for tonight on why you guys were able to come away 2-0 at the start?
To be honest, I think it was just a matter of uh, pre-fight planning. Um, we we just found out that the supports were always on their own, and we should just capitalize on them, and you know, negate the tanks and their other DPS.
Yeah, you guys did a really good job of that. I mean, especially with you, the way you played things at the start, especially like on the May, the way you were able to just like zone them off. They weren't able to contest once on the checkpoint.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, dude, it was phenomenal. Phenomenal work with you. But you didn't just make your impact felt on control throughout the whole entire series. You were the only DPS that was playing through all three maps. Is that like a reason why? Is that like to like show like how reliable you are as a player a little bit?
uh, I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess I just whoever's put into play. Um, some have better hero pools than others, um, and I think I can just flex all around.
Yeah, I mean you were flexible. I mean there were like I said at the start, there were like you played multiple variety of heroes throughout the whole entire series. And then just like looking back at the series, you guys have just improved so much compared to the start of the season. But then again, these teams aren't necessarily the same level you guys play off in any CC play, so that might kind of help.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's NECC is way up there,
Yeah, and
especially for
then
the amount of times that we scrim. It's um, I don't think we're there yet, but
I mean, you
yeah.
guys have shown though you guys are still a strong team. I mean, there's a reason why you guys are making a lower bracket run. I mean, if we take a look at the GGBeach bracket, like the only loss you guys have is to the team that's in the grand finals right now in Boise's in Bronco Esports Green. But before you guys could try to attempt to get your guys' revenge on them, you got one last obstacle in your way in CSU Long Beach, also known as the host for this tournament. Before you guys get into that match, what are you guys looking to improve on heading into that?
Uh, honestly, our brawl comp. So whatever we played on Kings Row, definitely needs to be worked on. I feel like our dive comp and yeah, our dive comps are pretty on point. Especially shout out to Phoenix whenever he follows up with me. But yeah, something that we can improve on is our brawl comp. Um, yeah.
All right. And are there any last words you have before we end things off on the night?
GG's.
Nice, plain and simple, dude. I love it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your night. I know we're trying to still kind of recover from daylight savings time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and head to bed. I'm sure you got school in the morning, so thank you so much for tuning on in
For
and
sure. Thank you
joining
for
me.
having me.
I
Yep.
appreciate
Thank you for
having you,
having
man.
me. Yep. Bye bye.
All right, you have a good night, man. All right, that was Sushime. Always good talking to him. I've had a pleasure meeting him a couple times in the game room with both the Valorant and Overwatch teams. He is always a good man to talk to. But with that being said, that is going to conclude it with me for the night. I'm going to try to get some recovery of my own because tomorrow we got another match set, as it is going to be Fresno State Valorant taking over on the server, as they are going to be taking on LBCC Vikings. That match is set for tomorrow with a 7:30 Pacific Daylight's time starting point. I'm going to go ahead and have to adjust that. Getting used to that. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning on into tonight's broadcast of Fresno State Overwatch. They should be back into action over this next upcoming week I'm expecting. I think it should possibly be on Wednesday. Maybe. We'll find out whenever that time goes. We'll go ahead and discuss things with Long Beach and see how we go from there. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning on into tonight's broadcast of Fresno State Overwatch over here on twitch.tv/Fresno State ES. If you want to stay notified on all things Fresno State Esports, go ahead and drop a follow over here on Twitch, on Twitter, and on our Instagram for updates. If you also want to stay updated as well, and also maybe talk with the communities as well, go ahead and join us over on the Discord, where you can also get notifications as well if you haven't hit the bell already down here next to the follow button. And with that being said, from everyone here at the Fresno State Esports Media team and from the Overwatch team, I'm Ricky J. Peace and love. Go Dogs. I'll see you on the next one.